I did not sleep. Every time my eyes closed, the scratching grew louder, closer, like nails dragging through bone. The walls breathed. The ceiling creaked under weight that wasn't there. When I pressed my ear against the wall, I heard whispering, not words, but intention, like hunger, learning my name. The ring pulsed in time with my heart. Just before dawn, the scratching stopped. That silence was worse. I went to the bathroom and splashed water on my face. The mirror fogged, then cleared, then fogged again. For a second, my reflection smiled before I did. Primera, ba, keth, Hawaii. The mark on my chest had darkened. The skin around it looked bruised and swollen, and thin red lines spread outward like veins when I touched it. But images flashed behind my eyes, firelight, chanting, my own voice, screaming words I didn't recognize. I left the apartment. The hallway felt longer than usual, stretching as I walked. My neighbors' doors were shut, but I could feel eyes behind them. At the stairwell, I heard someone crying softly, a woman's voice repeating my name. Primera, ra, in. Outside, daylight felt unreal, flat, and weak. People passed me, laughing, talking, living. None of them looked at the ring. None of them saw what was happening to me. I went to a church. The moment I stepped inside, my chest tightened. The air felt thick, pressing against my skin. I sat in the back pew, hands shaken, and bowed my head. I tried to pray. My mouth moved, but the words came out wrong, twisted, backward. The candles at the altar flickered blue. A sharp pain stabbed my chest, and I doubled over. The mark burned like hot iron. You were told not to come here. Her voice filled my skull. I stumbled outside, gasping. A thin line of blood ran from my nose down to my lips. The pain faded only when I was far from the building. That evening, Vanessa came without knocking. She was already inside when I turned around. You disobeyed me, she said. I was afraid, I replied. She stepped closer. The lights dimmed. Fear is part of devotion. She touched the mark on my chest. My knees buckled as pain tore through me, deep and intimate, like something rearranging my insides. You belong to me now, she whispered. Your body is learning that. Primera, crié, de out. Primera, vejez. I promised anything. She held my face, forcing me to look at her. I don't want your promises, she said. I want your obedience. When she let go, I collapsed to the floor, shaking. She knelt beside me and brushed my hair back gently. Almost tender. This marriage feeds on denial, she said. The more you resist, the deeper it goes. What are you? Primera, asked. She smiled slowly. I am what answers when humans beg the dark for love. That night, she stayed. Not like before. Her presence pressed into me, inside me, through me. I felt my thoughts blur, my memories soften, as if something was tasting them. When it was over, I lay empty, staring at the ceiling. Before dawn, she left. I slept for a few hours. When I woke, my phone was full of missed calls. My sister. I called her back. She answered immediately, crying. Where have you been? Say, ask it. You didn't come to the funeral. What? Fiona. There was a pause. Our mother, she said. She died 3 days ago. The room tilted. Tilted. I dropped the phone. 3 days. I had lost 3 days. And deep inside me, something stirred satisfied. I didn't go to the funeral. I told myself there was no time, no strength, no way to explain my absence. That was a lie. The truth was simpler and worse. Every time I thought about leaving the city, my chest tightened until I couldn't breathe. The ring grew warm. It was learning my fear. That night, I dreamed again. Not of darkness this time, but of a small room lit by candles. My mother sat on the floor, ear back to me. She was praying. I called her name. Se tournait. Se tournait. Her eyes were black. Her mouth opened wider than it should have, and Vanessa's voice came out of her throat. You were never going to save her. I woke up, choking. My pillow was wet. Not with sweat, with blood. It came from my nose and ears, thin and dark, already drying. The mark on my chest had changed. It was no longer just a bruise. The skin had split slightly, forming a shape symbols, slow and deliberate, carving themselves into me from the inside. I didn't scream. Primera. Couldn't. Pain was becoming familiar. That day, people began avoiding me openly. At work, conversations stopped when I walked past. One man made the sign of the cross under his breath. Another whispered, something follows him. By afternoon, I was fired. No explanation. No warning. Just fear in my manager's eyes. When I got home, Vanessa was waiting. She sat at my table, hands folded, calm and patient. You're shedding your old life, she said. That's good. You killed my mother, I said. She looked almost disappointed. No, she replied. I didn't need to. The room darkened. Some deaths are simply collected. I lunged at her. The moment I touched her, my body set. Pain exploded through every nerve. I collapsed, screaming. My muscles locked. My jaw clenched so hard I tasted blood. She stood over me. Violence is allowed, she said softly, but only when I permit it. She crouched beside me and placed her hand on my chest. The mark burned. I smelled flesh. This mark, she continued, is not punishment. It is preparation. For what? What? Primera. Sped. She leaned close. For when you stop being just mine, cold flooded my stomach. That night, she showed me things, not visions. Memories. Hands cutting flesh. Blood poured into bowls. Rings like mine being placed on trembling fingers, men and women, crying, begging, smiling. Some faces were centuries old. Others were children. All of them loved someone, she said. Love opens doors. Nothing else can. When she left, I curled on the floor and sobbed until my throat was raw. In the mirror, my eyes looked wrong. Darker. Deeper. And when I whispered my own name, something else answered back.